You know what? I really can't stand Donald Trump.
That's a pretty strong statement. What's got you fired up this time?
Have you seen his latest proposal on tariffs? He's talking about slapping a 10% universal tariff on all imported goods and even higher on specific countries. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I heard about that. But isn't he saying it's to protect American jobs and industries?
That's always the excuse. But tariffs are a hidden tax on consumers. We're the ones who end up paying more for everyday products: phones, clothes, food. It's economic nationalism wrapped in a populist bow.
So you think it hurts regular people more than it helps?
Exactly. The idea sounds patriotic: protect American workers. But in reality, it disrupts global supply chains and raises costs for businesses and families. Companies pass those extra costs on to consumers. It's basic economics.
But what about bringing manufacturing back to the US?
That's a fantasy. Manufacturing doesn't just move because of tariffs. It moves because of labor costs, logistics, automation. Slapping tariffs on imports won't magically rebuild factories in Ohio overnight.
Fair. But didn't some industries benefit from his previous tariffs?
A few, maybe. But even then, the net effect was negative. Just look at the trade war with China. Soybean farmers got crushed, and then the government had to bail them out with taxpayer money. It's like shooting yourself in the foot and handing yourself a Band-Aid.
That's a harsh comparison.
But accurate. Trump markets himself as a businessman, but his understanding of macroeconomics is paper thin. His tariff plans are blunt instruments for complex problems.
I guess some people like that he stands up to China.
Standing up to China is one thing. Starting a trade war without a long-term plan is another. Plus, he alienates allies in the process. Europe, Canada, even Japan. That's not strategy. That's chaos.
So your issue with him is mainly economic?
It started with economics, but it's also about leadership style. The way he makes decisions on impulse with no real coordination or respect for experts, it's reckless. And with something like tariffs, millions of people feel the impact.
Yeah, I guess economic policy isn't just numbers, it's lives, jobs, families.
Exactly. And he treats it like a game, like he's still hosting The Apprentice, but instead of firing contestants, he's firing off trade wars.
That's a brutal analogy.
But tell me it's not true?
I can't argue with that. I hadn't thought about how tariffs show up in things like prices at the grocery store or online shopping.
They do. And if he's elected again and pushes through this new tariff plan, it'll be a tax hike for every working class American, whether they realize it or not.
That's honestly pretty scary.
It is. That's why I say I hate his policies. And the worst part is he sells them like they're good for the little guy when they're not.
I respect how you explain that. I always hear sound bites, but rarely the full picture.
We all deserve better. Real economic leadership, not short-term stunts for applause.